Topic 4.
Topic 4.
End out the year. So, with that conversation, that kind of leads into this topic, which will be basically truly Daebak's future, what we're planning on changing for 2020, our 4th year.
New decade, too.
Yes, a new decade, exactly.
You know that joke? You know the joke where if you go inside a room by yourself and then you come out, it's like, yo, I haven't seen you guys since last year. If you do that, you can be like, yo, I haven't seen you since last decade.
Since the
decade. It was way better in 2000.
It's kind of...
I haven't seen you since last...
seen you in the last millennium.
It's weird because obviously, like, I don't remember 2000. I do remember 2010, but it didn't feel like a big deal. This actually is the first time it feels like a big deal to me.
2000 was huge. Well, that mostly because I thought the computers were going to explode.
Yeah, all the computers. Like, there's still Best Buy stickers that, like, don't forget to reset your computer so that Y2K doesn't happen.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, so basically, we're going to be making changes, fairly significant changes, to how Truly Daebak works, due to needing to manage workload better. Andrew changing what he wants to work on. Because with Andrew having previous work load insanity issues, going to a new job, that's always a bit of a tough start. And then Jacob having his senior year where he's kind of overwhelmed. And then I'm getting promoted to a
congrats.
lead position, so I'm gonna be more stressed out about work too, probably.
Yeah, because you got to make sure those cars drive themselves.
Yeah, so that I don't have to deal with the stupid traffic I had to deal with this week. It was so bad this week.
Was it because of the snow, or is it just like bad?
No, we don't have any snow. It was just really bad this week for some reason.
Okay.
You don't have snow? I'm jealous. We have shitloads
of
snow.
No, we have no snow.
It's
going to rain on
inches.
Monday.
Yeah, we got like 3 or 4 inches of snow, and it's stuck.
No, we didn't get any snow. We got snow like a month ago when everyone got snow. That stuck around for like a couple days or whatever. But we have nothing that's stuck since. And yeah, it's supposed to rain. It's supposed to be like 45 degrees and raining on Monday. But I'm happy for that because I have to drive back from Chicago.
Okay. So yeah, no one's going to be on the road.
But yeah. So let's get into basically big changes. This will probably be a pretty short topic. But big change that from what you're used to is DaebakCast is going to be bi-weekly, semi-weekly, whichever one is every 2 weeks.
I think. Yeah, bi-weekly.
Oh, yeah, well, yeah, because bi-weekly can mean both of them. It can mean twice a week or every 2 weeks.
Every other week.
But it's going to be every other week.
Like when I see, like, comics they say or I've seen comics they say like their run is bi-weekly. That means like it's every other week. You don't get a comic every new God, because like but weekly comics is just like a mine or just like a wallet sink or whatever.
I'm gonna do this right now.
I'm pretty sure it can mean both. It can mean twice a week or every other week.
Oh yeah, it is or
it could be either. So it's really dumb.
Definition of bi-weekly: done, produced, or occurring every 2 weeks or twice a week.
Oh,
yeah, exactly. It's dumb. Okay, we're doing it every other week, which honestly you might be used to because we've kind of been doing that the past few
you guys have been
episodes,
that.
past month and a half or so, just because Jacob's been super busy. So yeah, we're going to put out an episode every 2 weeks, and we are no longer going to do the topic like 4 topics, like structured show.
Yeah.
We're just gonna turn it more into a conversational show because it was always a pain in the ass to find.
Sometimes it's hard to get 4
sometimes
topics.
It's hard to get 4
topics sometimes. Kidding me?
Yeah, exactly. Some weeks nothing important happens.
Sometimes also there'll be so many topics that we want to talk about and then we can't because
we have to cut stuff. Yep, exactly. Like so, it was a pain in the ass to either find 4 topics or cut down to 4 topics. And the other thing is sometimes there are topics where we want to talk about it for an hour, and sometimes there's topics where we want to talk about it for 5 minutes, and we still want to talk about it, but it might not lead to a super long discussion. So that whole 4 topics, trying to be somewhat even length, kind of like really I think it really like it just didn't work.
It's hard to
really
do
hindered our ability to put out what we wanted.
Yeah, it's hard to do that for something as like fast moving as K-pop, where there's literally stuff happening so like limiting yourself or like it's trying to sort of space it out. It didn't work. And I mean, I think
also it can be kind of restrictive too for the format we use as free flowing as a podcast as well.
Yeah, because this is really just a conversation.
It should be conversational.
Yeah.
Where it's hard to.
It stopped us from flowing into each other.
Yeah, because if you just have to cut it off after a certain point, it feels like we leave a lot on the table. And I mean, basically, just like the basic idea is like, okay, it's just whatever we want to talk about or whatever you guys want to talk about for like an hour and a half. Basically, that's the goal of.
Yeah,
and then Andrew just alluded to the other thing is Andrew won't.
It's been on the screen since like the beginning of the topic. So
oh really?
The surprise.
Andrew won't be a main host anymore. So this will be Jacob and me. Andrew will guest occasionally. We'll keep having Baron, Sam. Hopefully we can get Jakari in.
I really want to be on a podcast with Jakari.
We really need Jakari on. He was so good. He was so good in Queendom Cast.
Yeah, Jakari is incredible, and I think everyone that covered for me, whether it be Jakari or Sam or Baron, you guys, you took care of my baby, basically. You guys took care of my baby, so I have to I should get something for Jakari to thank him.
Yep. But Andrew's not leaving.
I'm not leaving. I'm in too deep at this point.
Yep. And then the other thing is we will no longer be doing the like super structured reviews. We'll still review stuff. We'll still talk about what we liked that week or whatever we're listening to and just kind of review it in a more casual format. Yeah. But that'll lead into what Andrew's going to be doing. So go ahead, Andrew.
Well, first, DaebakCast is changing its name to Truly Daebak Show.
I forgot. We're changing. We're going to change the name to Truly Daebak Show as well. I forgot about that part.
Yes. Because I don't know. Just DaebakCast is. I feel like we've sort of outlived the usefulness of the name.
Yeah, and Truly Daebak Show it'll be more searchable for us. It'll be easier to get our name out there and stuff. Because
even from the beginning.
DaebakCast was just the original name of the channel to begin with.
Yeah.
And then we changed it to Truly Daebak because we wanted to be able to
have
do
a more generic
other
name.
Stuff. We wanted to be able to do stuff other than just the podcast.
Yeah, exactly.
So, and I feel like this, I guess branding, so to speak, is like we more identify with that now. Anyways,
yeah, kind of long overdue. And
exactly. We're like, DaebakCast is like. Not really something we're branded as the Truly Daebak or as Truly Daebak.
I identify with.
We might as well brand our podcast that. So if people search for Truly Daebak, they find our podcast and
Also, when people find out that I use podcast, it's like, oh, what's it called? And I'll be like, I always want to say Truly Daebak instead of DaebakCast.
Yeah, it's just be a pain in the ass. Yeah.
But it's better at least to make it like just a phrase that you can just search now,
Yeah.
It's anonymous with the show and the channel and everything,
it makes sense that the Truly Daebak has the Truly Daebak Show. It seems I don't know. It sounds more professional in a way. It sounds like we have like I don't know, like a late night talk show or something like that, like the Truly Daebak Show, and we have like our own like musical like performance. Maybe that could be happen one day. Maybe we can maybe one day somebody will make the like the Conan or like the I don't know, just the Tonight Show.
We'll kick Stephen Colbert out of his
and we'll just have nothing but K-pop artists.
Yeah.
That's a dream. But as for what I'll be doing, as Nate mentioned, I'm going to be taking a step back from full-time DaebakCast or Truly Daebak Show duties. As much as I love the podcasting format, I've just sort of... It's definitely sort of something that's been building for a while, and I guess it's sort of been there since the beginning with like vlogs and whatnot. I've just sort of creatively, and this is very much a creative outlet for me. I love what I do. As much like sitting there for like 5 hours editing might be a pain in the ass, but just to see what the fruits of my labor are is definitely the most rewarding part of what we're doing. And I just sort of feel a calling to do more edited content or more stuff where it's just me doing a voiceover, talking about sort of K-pop topics, or just anything basically that's sort of just a shorter, not really podcast type, more like, I guess, traditional YouTube content in that sort of sense. In terms of reviews, I guess I'm sort of going to be the one sort of handling, I guess, reviews from now on, at least in terms of like voiceovers and like how to do it. I guess the inspiration that I'm really drawing this from is like either, IGN or Easy Allies for previously game trailers, and the way they sort of broke down, different aspects of like, I don't know, reviews and like reviewing stuff. And I don't really feel like there's anything like that in the K-pop space right now. So I want to be the one that takes that challenge, or I want to be the one to sort of make that a thing, reviewing K-pop albums and that kind of type of style. So yeah, that's the plan. I mean, assuming I don't just get nuked off, we don't get nuked off the face of the earth because I have to use like sound clips and maybe like music video clips. I mean, it is a review. Technically, it does fall under fair use, but that's the idea. Is that I want it to be more like reviews that like what you see with like video game reviews or movie reviews or whatever.
Yeah.
And I might do movie reviews as well. If I saw Parasite like a couple months ago, and I thought that was incredible, and I still really want to see it. It's so fucking good, man. You have to see it. It's so good. I really need to go back and watch all the other movies previous. So like Snowpiercer or whatever. But I need, I'd love to.
Snowpiercer was good.
Yeah, I need to sort of get into those.
Snowpiercer is really good.
Yeah, like I'd love to do reviews. I want to do sort of maybe. I've discussed, maybe sort of like important events in K-pop history and sort of doing like maybe like a history type show. Because there's a lot of there's a lot of sports channels I watch where like they say, oh, like everything leading up to this one moment in like or like one play or whatever, just like, or it's, I guess, sort of breaking down important moments in K-pop history. I'd also maybe love to do maybe just sort of video essay type things, like give my opinion on certain topics or breaking news, or just sort of like what I think of a particular news topic, or that sort of thing. Or my super like reach dream goal is doing Vice style documentaries. I've always wanted to do something like that with like I was talking about this with Stu, just like one night he was just randomly like asked me, what is like my dream with all of this, or what is your like my like aspiration, and I'd love to do something like that where basically do something like Vice or like Asian Boss in terms of just like covering content in that sort of way, in sort of like investigative journalism to some degree. I mean, obviously I don't have the resources to just fly to Korea and do stuff like that, but I mean that is the dream. Like my first idea would be like sort of the death of pro wrestling in Korea, because pro wrestling used to be a really big thing in Korea. One of the all-time greats in Japan, Riki Dojan, he's actually originally Korean. So it's sort of like why they revered him as an idol, and like really if you ask people in Korea, like only the older generation really follows pro wrestling. I mean, when we were in Korea, like they were showing like WWE on like TV there like occasionally, but I mean it's not really a thing. So I'd love to make a documentary as to like the history of Korean pro wrestling, or why it died, and stuff like that. Like stuff like I find incredibly fascinating, and it's a story that no one has really told, at least in video format. So yeah, that's the stuff that's really been fascinating me as of late.
That's something as well that I also would like to do, is stuff particularly about Korean culture and not just K-pop.
Yeah, because I feel like there's more that we can touch than just reviewing music and everything.
Yeah, and also like I don't know, if we did get to do like things like that, it'd be amazing. I'd love to be able to travel to Korea again, and one day
Jacob
I'll go
just
back.
wants an excuse to go back.
Dude, for real.
I want an excuse to go back.
It took me 7 years. Took way too long.
I need an excuse to go back.
Honestly, I'm gonna be back there in less than that, I think.
I might go back like maybe in 2021. Like I want to go. I just miss cheap barbecue, because friggin' it's $20 a person here. It's like we paid $20 for all of us.
$5 in Korea.
Yeah.
And then there's also like, you want soju, you pay $1 for a whole bottle.
Yep.
Yeah, no, soju here is like $5.
Cheaper than water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, there's a lot of stuff I want to do. Maybe my heart, my eyes might be bigger than my stomach, but I'd love to do like sort of like cool stuff like that with videos. I'd love to do reviews. I'd love to maybe get into like I've been sort of getting into J-pop a bit more. Maybe I could sort of try my hand at reviewing that, because again, nobody really outside of our friends over at Slope Club or at with 48 Talk, there's other pockets of Japanese music that people haven't really touched upon, at least in sort of this type of format. I mean, I don't have to restrict it to like just Japanese music. I mean, there's a lot of stuff like what 88 Rising is doing that I'd love to cover, or just I'd love to discover. I mean, my parents' homeland of the Philippines, there's a lot of interesting stuff going on. I'm actually next year when I'm going to the Philippines, I might I'm gonna try to sort of secure interviews with either MNL48 or SB19. Because I'm sure that they'd want like English interviews out there somewhere. So I'd love to do stuff like that. I guess it's just there's a lot of ideas I want to do, and I feel like I definitely feel a lot more inspired to take all of this on in 2020. But yeah, it would that is why I have to sort of step back from doing the podcast. And I'm not gonna my face isn't gonna disappear.
I think this is a good idea though, because it's less restrictive, not just creatively but also like timeline wise. This sort of stuff doesn't have to come out at a particular time
week.
like
because
just
doing something every week for the past 3 years is just it's time consuming, especially for this isn't our job. Like, we don't make a single dime off this, unfortunately. I mean, we should probably start a Patreon as well, but I mean,
honestly, it's a miracle we were this consistent for this long.
Most
podcasts do not work.
They're a flash
that
in the
way,
pan.
Or they take very long breaks regularly. So, it's just this will work out because it diversifies like the type of content we have. I think it'll be a lot more flexible on all of us in terms of scheduling and workload and stuff. So I think it'll work out.
I hope it works out. We say that now, but we'll definitely adjust as to whatever we can handle. And I mean, my goal is to not overburden myself.
I don't think our regular podcast listeners are gonna like leave us because they only get one every 2 weeks now instead of one every week.
They might enjoy it even more because I feel like the conversation will definitely
be
improve.
more
And I for everyone that's just stuck by with us since day one, I thank you. I'm happy that you're listening to us. I'm happy that, especially if you're in our Discord community, I appreciate all of you that, you're willing to engage, or that what we do matters enough that you, find a home or find a, identify with what we're doing. And I hope that, I just hope, that's all I want, really. I just hope that it makes some type of difference, or it makes you, happy, or it makes you feel at home with whatever we're doing. And that's been the end goal. If you resonate with it, if you don't, that's just that's just all I've wanted out of this. And I'm still happy. As down as I've been on myself, I'm still happy with what we've been able to achieve. We're just three people like trying to do this in like an ocean of just like other K-pop content and everything. And we're like a cockroach. You can't kill us. I'm still alive.
It is really crazy.
I'm
like whenever I like show the channel to people, they're always like really taken back by how much content we've made.
How many videos we put out.
Like it's crazy. Like,
well,
because it looks like we put out long.
Well, it looks like we put out something literally every day, which we did. I mean, it was kind of cheating because we cut one piece of content up.
It's
every weekday for 3 years almost.
What we pretty much did was release a new video every 4 days a week, basically. If you put it like into perspective, so it's like
but we won't be doing that anymore.
But
that's okay. Don't worry about if you watch on YouTube, it'll still go up on YouTube. It's just gonna be once every 2 weeks. We're not gonna have the every all week or every day of the weekday.
Yeah, I think it serves us better for metrics as well, where
because
it's less
consolidate
confusing.
Our views.
Yeah, it's less clutter on our channel. There's just one video we can link to sort of like direct people to whatever we're talking about.
Yep. And we'll still do timestamps and stuff, so like if you only care about a specific group that we're talking about or a specific topic, like you can still check out the video, just click on the timestamp and jump to the part you care about, but it's not going to be as like rigid of like cuts between topics and stuff.
Yeah, so I'm excited, and I hope you guys are too.
Yeah, I think it'll work out. Yeah, and thing to note, this will be our last episode
of the year
before that happens and of the year, because we've got a lot. We got to work on Truly Daebak Awards, which is a lot of work, and also just preparing. It's holidays. We're gonna be busy with family stuff and holiday stuff.
And I'm starting a new job, so like I probably
Andrew's
can't
starting a new job. Jacob's finishing up a semester, and then we gotta figure out a new brand for this podcast because we need graphics. Jacob.
I have everything. What do you think? This whole show
you already made Truly Daebak show?
Yeah.
You already made that?
The Truly Daebak, I'm giving everyone a preview.
Oh, really?
The
I did not
cast,
know you made that.
The Queendom Cast overlay.
Jacob.
Yeah, we already have the overlays. Like,
I knew you were going to be planning on using the Queendom Cast overlay style, but I didn't know you actually.
Yeah, it's just the Queendom Cast, but in red and blue. Like this thing looks amazing. Like I hope.
Yeah,
let us know. You give us your feedback on what this looked like, because I feel like this is a way better sort of format. Having us all vertically, or just having like everything like set up this way, I feel is a lot nicer. Or just having a more interesting background than just black. It's a lot more interesting. So I mean, maybe one day when I get more confident with like After Effects, I can make this thing move or whatever. So that's the goal. Make it look like like the Pepsi logo, or like I don't know, just like a wave or whatever. Basically, it just looks like the Pepsi logo or whatever. So that's the goal.
Okay, well, disregard that comment then. I didn't realize Andrew already made it way before.
That's the last thing I did before I went on my hiatus. So,
that's why it was so long ago. That's why I didn't even realize.
Yeah, that was 3 months ago. So it's
like 4 months ago. Okay, yeah, I think that's it for this topic and this episode.
So yeah, definitely let
2019.
Yeah, let us know what your
next decade.
Are. Yeah, catch us in the next decade. That's crazy. I mean,
and you can still talk to us on Discord. Just join Discord, and then we'll be there.
Yeah, let us know what your thoughts are on the whole. Yeah, let us know what your thoughts are on the whole. Rebranding or just like
reorganizing.
Truly Daebak 4.0, I guess is what we're gonna call it.
Yes.
So, yeah, I don't know. I'm not the one that does this anymore. So, Jacob, take us out.
Got to do that.
All right, so. If you enjoyed, please subscribe. Please leave comments. We love, hearing from you guys, especially like your thoughts on particular topics. We try to respond. Join Discord, please. Like it's honestly like the best way to like contact us, meet other people who are, I guess like us, basically, who want to go this in depth into K-pop and talk about K-pop and want to talk about other stuff. Like, just in general, it's a really cool place to be. So also, I guess if you listen on audio services, please leave reviews. We definitely appreciate that. Yeah.
Don't say Cooper sucks, because iTunes won't accept the review.
Yes.
No, that was sucks. What got her to be accepted.
Oh, okay. So
she couldn't put it. They wouldn't accept her review until she titled it "Cooper Sucks."
Okay,
all right.
Then they let her.
Everyone title review Cooper Sucks, but then tell Cooper how much you love him.
Yes. So, anyways, I guess you'll catch us next time on the Truly Daebak show.
Oh, that feels
2020.
Yes.
So
love you all.
That, thank you and good night.
I love you guys.
Robbingly love you.
Oh, I can't do that all the time anymore.